How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at the best locations that I've found if you're trying to farm your gathering skills as fast as possible. I did hit 100 on everything today. Those are, I would say, your main peak points for at least the beginning. And I just wanted to share with you the locations that I found that gave me the most experience with the least amount of effort and hopefully make your guys' day a little bit easier. You guys looking to find some bacon? I gotta say, if you're just looking for a location to do some skinning and some tracking training, or maybe you just want to get some pelts, or you're trying to farm the crafting regions, I mean, whatever you really need from a pig, this location here in the starting zone is a ridiculous area to kind of kill boars and farm everything here. The spawn rate is ridiculously slow because this is one of the starting areas, and all you need is a ranged weapon and, you know, some half decent aim, because you don't even have to hit these guys as long as you get anywhere close to them with your ranged attack. I recommend a hatchet just because you don't have to use any arrows or anything like that. These guys will just come and aggro to you. So, I mean, as you can see, I've been here for about, 30-40 seconds, and this is the amount of guys that I've killed. So I know it's, a low level mob and you don't get the most pelts or crafting regions and stuff like that, but I've been here for about 5 minutes. I already have 1,000 rawhide, and my skinning and tracking, it's level 79 right now. I started at level 73 or 74. And so in 5 minutes, I mean, I've gotten a decent amount of experience, and I'm not even skinning and tracking every single one. So if you're looking for a location to train the skill, I would definitely recommend it. It's in Monarch Bluffs, and it's right next to this outpost just a little bit to the east. So definitely recommend this. It's a great location if you're looking to farm. All right, everyone, now we're going to take a look at my favorite mining route. This one's pretty popular. I would say it's at least well known from my group of friends anyways. And so this is going to be at Monarch's Bluff as well. We can start up here at the mine, but it's a little bit more contested, so I generally just start down here. There's going to be 3 nodes here, and now I'll just run you along and you can watch the video. I'll speed it up a little bit, and we'll just take a look at, I would say it's around 20 to 30 nodes. You'll end up with like around 1,000 iron at the end of it if you actually get to get the whole rotation, but it's a little bit contested, so I generally pick a spot where there's around, 9 nodes that are very close to each other, and then from those 9 nodes, I'll go just back and forth and kind of do some logging in between. This is if you're just like really heavily focusing on mining. As you can see, like those last 6 nodes, they've all been taken, but I'll run you along the route and we'll see what we can find. So fun fact, for this location, there's 3 nodes up here. I've never been able to get on top of this. If you're a little bit better at understanding the best ways to walk up rocks, like I thought you'd just be able to go from here to there, but you actually can't and you don't actually grab onto it. So there's 3 more nodes up there. For this drop right here, as long as you have more than 1300 HP, you should be fine. I honestly think it's going to be very hard to die from falling damage actually, ever in this game. Also, I'd recommend if you have a hatchet and you're able to get it to the level 2 Berserk, that's going to give you a 20% move speed boost. Definitely just recommend it. Always like to grab this guy right here. Gives you a lot of good life motes generally, and occasionally tier 4 regions. right, so that's going to be the end of the run. Generally, you can go up there and there's 3 or 4 more nodes, but I generally like to cut it off right here. This is the more contested area. There's generally a lot more players actually over here trying to get this iron. I like to stay within this range of those nodes right there. There's 3 there. There's going to be 2 here. And then around this bend on this line, basically, there's going to be 9 nodes. So there's 3 over here, there's 3 in the middle, and then there's 3 at the far side. I generally like to sit in between here, and in the meantime, I pick this hemp because I gotta say, linen is the most time-consuming item. Hemp, I haven't really found a huge hotspot for it, so I can't really say that there's a great location for gathering it. There's these 5 nodes right here. And as you go back and forth between the mining spots, these generally respawn at the same time. It looks like these, as well as the iron ore, have the same spawn timers. The smaller nodes are a little bit shorter, and the large nodes are obviously a little bit longer. But generally, I would stay in between here. And if you're focusing on just getting your crafting levels up, there's a lot of trees over here. There's going to be a lot of iron this way. And then you can also hop back down there, and that's going to be the skinning and tracking spot actually for the boars. Just to take a look at the map, the direction that we went is if you start from the settlement, you'll head to the right and start right here under the words Devil's Quarry. Again, if you want to start up here at the mine, you totally can. There's some silver nodes up there. There's also some star metal nodes. So if you have a higher level, feel free to start up there. And you take this ridge along this way. You'll go up and around, and then fall down this cliff, head down here, and you'll end up around right here. Fun fact, there's 2 Orchilium, or Orichalcum, however you like to pronounce it. I never know the right way. But there's 2 of those nodes right here, so 175 mining to get those, but just a fun fact, if you ever have to get back and you're looking for those are the only 2 nodes I've found. And just again, this is going to be in Monarch's Bluff. Alright guys, and then lastly, we're going to take a look at, this is my preferred kind of harvest run. It's definitely the best experience that I've been able to find. I got 100 here really fast, and I wasn't even focusing on harvesting. I was actually going around, hitting the harvest nodes, hitting the mature trees, and then also skinning all the boars in the middle. This location's a great spot. It's where people actually spawn in, so there's generally a lot of boars here that are just chilling on the floor. So if you're looking for some skinning experience, also not a bad location. It's actually going to be a little bit southeast from, let's see, I always forget what this place is called. I know it's not Greenhaven. Windsword, there we go. So southeast of Windsword, it's pretty close to the settlement, so if you actually do want to bank your stuff, it's pretty reasonably distanced. I banked every single time. It took me about, let's say, 3 runs back and forth to actually get 100 harvesting, but that was with me grabbing all of the trees. So if you just actually sat here and only hit the harvest nodes, it would go really fast. So there's 2 ways that you can kind of do this. You can start here. This is the largest location, so I generally start here. It has the most nodes. It's definitely the most sought after. You grab all these herbs. You'll go and you'll grab this fiber over here. This is one of the 3 fiber spawns in this area, so I have to say tier 1 materials are the most important material, crafting all the way up to whatever level, because the tier 2 materials are based off the tier 1 materials, so you're going to need them anyway, so definitely grab those. In this area, there's a lot of berry spawns, so it's not as much experience as the herbs, but the berries are also a pretty decent spot. So you can grab those, head over there, and then I'll just do the run kind of slowly, and you guys can take a look. So once you get back here, depending on if you're going to hit all the mature trees on the way or kind of skin boars and whatnot, these might be respawned, but generally they're not going to. So you can also head over here and kind of do a second smaller run. So unfortunately, someone just took these, but right here, there's about 8 to 9 nodes. Also very close, we have these berries right here. This is another 8 or 9 nodes. And then you got finally some fiber up there. That's going to be about 3 nodes of hemp. And between all those, by the time you get finished with the second roundabout, the ones over there will have spawned again. And you can just kind of go back and forth in whatever type of circle you want to. You can start over here, then head that way, and then head all the way back. I just like to go from the middle that way and then that way, as it feels like there's a little bit less time just spent walking, basically. Definitely feel free to grab all the trees in the middle, maybe skin some boars. I can't just run back and forth and do the harvesting, but if that's what you're really focused on, this is definitely a great place. It took me maybe half an hour to go from like 50 to 100, so each one of these, it's gonna proc for about 90, depending on if you get ginger or not, or if you're just getting the health potion material. The berries are going to proc for 44, and then the fiber is also 90 to 144 depending on the size of the plant. So I would definitely recommend stopping out here. Again, this is going to be right here next to this outpost by, man, I always misplace this name, Windsword. So if you get to this outpost, this is one of the spawn points. This is actually where I spawned, so I was pretty fortunate to spawn here, as it made harvesting a lot easier. Granted, it's not the most important thing in the world at the beginning, but having access to fiber and then health potions early on was very helpful. So just want to go run up here. You'll head down this way. There's some nodes right here, and then you'll go around this rock and repeat. That's gonna be everything for this video. Mostly gonna focus just on the harvesting, wood cutting, as well as mining. Fishing, it just takes forever. I haven't really found a way to make that any faster. It's just probably gonna be the worst thing. I mean, if you take a look at my skills, everything is 100 except for fishing. And fishing is 9 because it just doesn't add a ton of value right now. I haven't ran into any recipes that actually require anything from fishing outside of cooking. And cooking, you can get by just making the light meals. It's not that big of a deal. I haven't had any issues anyways. A lot of the times when you're out of combat for a long time, so the amount that you regen is pretty decent. In regards to, there's some crafting regions that you need for quests. That's maybe the only thing I've really needed fishing for, but for the most part, I've just avoided it. So if I do find anything out, I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, thank you for stopping by. It's greatly appreciated, and I will hopefully be making some more videos for New World in the future.